One day in history, someone asked God to give me a home where the buffalo roam, and thus God made McAlester. It is day 2 of the Mike Deak Shootout for the McAlester Buffaloes. They are coming off a 12-game marathon a day ago that we're going to be speaking about all throughout this broadcast and the fun facts about it, because there are quite a bit. But alas, we have a new day, and we have two teams that are both undefeated in this festival looking to stay that way. We have the Eufaula Ironheads and the McAlester Buffaloes. Who will continue to roll? We'll find out here momentarily. Again, welcome to Mike Deak Field in McAlester, Oklahoma. The side of today's Day 2, Game 2 matchup for McAlester and Eufaula of the Mike Deak Shootout Festival between the Ironheads and your Buffaloes. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, coming to you live on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, the KNED app, as well as video streaming on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. We have alongside me Mr. Austin Wheat. He is going to be providing some commentary here and there as well. And he's also running the camera, and everything that you see and hear on the board is coming from him, with the exception of my voice. So, welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, and I would say it's a beautiful day for baseball, but at this point, we're kind of almost to the end of it. So we're heading towards the nighttime. I mean, they got the lights on over here at the field. Looks really nice, and if you're in the McAlester listening area, come by.
Now, we're running a little bit late tonight, but it's not as late as yesterday was. You heard about that 12-inning game, right?
Yeah, I went to the restroom earlier. I heard some of the coaches talking about it, and whoever was the last one of the night, they talked about getting home at like 1:30 in the morning.
That was Rattan and Preston, which Rattan just played before us, defeated Durant, broke a Durant 6-game winning streak, won that game 7-5 in 7 innings. So.
Yeah, they were talking about how late it was, and he's like, oh, yeah, we didn't go home until like 1:30 in the morning. I was like, dang.
They started the game at 9:30.
Yeah.
Last game of the night started at 9:30.
I've done something similar once.
Yeah, we played Sunbelt.
Yeah.
So one night in Sunbelt, it was like day 1. We had some rainouts and rain delays from the first game. We didn't start the final game of the first day of Sunbelt back in 2019 until 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it wasn't quite that late.
No, it was. I promise you it was. I have video recording of it.
Well, I didn't like it.
I know you didn't like it. Anyway, let's look at what's happened so far today. McAlester JV defeated Broken Bow JV. Preston defeated Broken Bow. We also had the Poto Pirates defeat the Muskogee Roughers. Rattan defeated Durant. And now it's McAlester versus Eufaula. So for everybody, if you're looking at the McAlester Mike Deak Shootout Festival schedule, every team that is on the left side of the column has won today. McAlester trying to make it a clean sweep, as they're the first team in the column against the Eufaula Ironheads. For McAlester, they're going to be wearing their all-gold jerseys. Gold pants, black numerals on the front and back, black buffs across the front, and their black caps with the gold interlocking MB on the front. For the Eufaula Ironheads, they're wearing their white-on-white jerseys, even white numerals bordered by maroon with the maroon hats as well. That's maroon, right? Their colors? Okay, I'm colorblind, so I need some help every once in a while.
Yeah, it's very, very maroon.
And the Eufaula E on the front of their hats as well. So, previewing the McAlester Buffaloes, 16-7 on the season. They defeated the Eufaula Ironheads last year 5-2 in the season opener. Now, McAlster's going to need a new source of income when it comes to runs, because 4 out of the 5 runs scored by the Buffaloes in that season opener a year ago was from graduated Ethan Gillespie. So, who will step up for McAlester? We're going to find out here today. And also for McAlester, they're trying to if they can win this game, they'll have more wins already this year than they had a season ago. When they finished the season 16-22. And so far, they know how to win close games. Again, that's the 6th consecutive game that McAlester has won by 3 runs or less. They're 6-0 in those games decided by that margin. McAlester last year was not that good in games that were close. They were 8-15, but they started winning them late in the season. They were 5 out of their last 8 games decided by 3 runs or less. They won. So they're building off of last year's improvement. Coming into this year, staying undefeated in close games, looking to, if we have a close game here today between Eufaula and McAlester, stay that way. For the Eufaula Ironheads, they're in the middle of a 4-game winning streak right now. Their last loss was to Tushka, which they are number 2 in Class A. They lost to them 8-0 back on April the 5th. They beat Broken Bow yesterday 22-6. They scored 9 runs in the first inning. They scored 13 in the third, and that is what led to a 22-6 win over the Broken Bow Savages. They're reigning from Class 3A District 7. They're 6-4 in the district behind Castor Hall and Victory Christian. Some impressive wins this year. They defeated 2A number 14 Vian 4-3, and they defeated Class B number 14 Asher 9-5. And they've also taken on, as I mentioned, Tushka, and they lost to 2A number 1 Oklahoma 10-0. But a lot of people are losing to Oklahoma. They're the real deal once again. Last year they finished their season 19-17, and their season ended in the regional tournament. They take on the McAlester Buffaloes, looking for revenge after the Buffaloes' 5-2 season opener win a season ago. I think we can go ahead and announce the starting lineups. The Buffaloes have made their way back towards their third base dugout. Eufaula is about to enter their first base dugout. Let's start off with the Eufaula Ironheads, the visiting team on the scoreboard, 12-8 on the season, led by head coach Josh Luna. Leading it off, the pitcher, number 7, Jackson Lang. Lang on the mound. Batting second, the shortstop, number 13, Hayden Robinson. Robinson is short. Batting third, the third baseman, number 2, Carson Luna. Luna at the hot corner. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 4, Draven Gragg. Gragg at first base. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 5, J.P. Hicks. Hicks in right field. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 12, Connor McAlester. McAlester, the DH for the catcher, number 6, Tabor Grider. Grider behind the plate. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 8, Luke Hodgins. Hodgins in left field. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 1, Dawson Hughes. Hughes at second base. And batting ninth, rounding out the starting nine for the Ironheads, the center fielder, number 15, Preston Dalton. Dalton in center field. Now for the McAlester Buffaloes, 1 through 9 looks like this. Leading it off, the first baseman, number 21, Aiden Shumway. Shumway at first. Batting second, the pitcher, number 2, Caden Lesnow. Lesnow on the mound. Batting third, the third baseman, number 6, Gannon Mullins. Mullins at the hot corner. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 8, Braden Phillips. Phillips behind the plate. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 1, Spencer Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb is second as he makes his way towards his position, as do the rest of the McAlester Buffalo defenders to their respective positions as they take the field. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 10, Ethan Watkins. Watkins in center. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 11, Gunnar Hodgel. Hodgel at short. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 23, Jackson Morgan. Morgan, the DH for the right fielder, number 5, Jordan Clark. Clark in right field. And batting ninth, playing left field today, number 3, Jackson Lauerman. Lauerman, the hero from yesterday, playing in left field. Let us know where you're listening from on Twitter, at Buff Sports Radio. Again, that is Twitter, at Buff Sports Radio. As we're about to begin this game, just a couple of minutes as Caden Lesnow completes his warm-up pitches. We're about to have our first pitch of our nightcap game between the Buffaloes and the Ironheads. That's brought to you by Big V Feed Center. See Big V Feed Center in McAlester, Hadco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Chakota Wholesale Feed Company in Chakota for your spring feeding program needs. No clouds up in the sky. It's a beautiful night for baseball. McAlester Buffaloes looking to improve to 17-7 and win their third game in a row. Eufaula Ironheads, they're trying to win their fifth game in a row and improve to 13-8. Hardly any wind today. It's barely blowing out towards center field. So if you're going to hit one out of the park today, it's going to be under your own power. And we look like we have temperatures around 70 degrees today, going to drop down to about 63 by the time that the game ends. There's the throwdown from Phillips. Lang is ready, as he'll be digging into the box here momentarily. Caden Lesnow. He speaks with Shumway at first, his corner infielders, and Gannon Mullins over at third. Bouncing the ball off the turf. We're just waiting for the remainder of the starting lineups. As Mr. Barnett says he'll complete the lineups here in just a second, as it looks like we're ready to go. It'll be Jackson Lang against Caden Lesnow to start it off here. Lang last year batted out the 6th hole for the Ironheads against McAlester. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI, singling in his first and last at-bats. So Lesnow is ready. Lang is ready. Here's the windup from Lesnow, and the first pitch of the nightcap. It's going to be popped out of play for strike one. It's baseball time here in the Heartland. Caden Lesnow had to start last year against the Eufaula Ironheads, the season opener start, in which McAlester again won 5-2. I'll give you his line from that game in a second, as this one's a line drive right center field. Going after it is Clark. It's going to one-up into him, though, and it's a leadoff single for Jackson Lang. Again, he had half the hits for the Ironheads a season ago. He has the first one here on the first batter of the game to bring up Hayden Robinson, who batted out the 2-hole last year, too. He went 0 for 4 with a ground out, fly out, ground out again, and fly out again. So ground out to third, fly out to right twice, and grounded out to the second baseman. First pitch, fastball outside corner, strike one. So Lesnow, he ended up going 3 innings, allowed only 1 hit. That was to Lang. He struck out 4, no earned runs against Lesnow back in last year's season opener against the Ironheads. 0-1 pitch, misses way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lesnow's line on the year, he's got a 5-1 record. Has pitched in 29 and 2/3 innings, a 2.12 ERA, 45 strikeouts and 12 walks, a 176 batting average against him. 1-1 from the senior. Pops it up, right side and out of play. Into the parking lot, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hayden Robinson. Lesnow trying to bounce back from probably his roughest start as a starter for the McAlester Buffaloes on the mound. He's been so good this year, just had one tough outing against Tahlequah back on Monday. As the runner takes off for second, the pitch is high. The throw down to second is not in time. Also, one hops into the second baseman, Stinchcomb. So now a runner in scoring position for the Ironheads with the count at 2-2 and nobody down. And Lesnow's line from Monday went 2 innings, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout to the Tigers. 2-2. Fouling this one off on a good curveball from Lesnow as Robinson. They'll stay alive. Still 2 strikes on Robinson. I believe the plan for Lesnow isn't to go too deep today. So if you're expecting a complete game from him, I apologize. 2-2. This one's well out of play. Heading towards my truck, I wouldn't doubt it. That one's still another foul ball, and the count remains at 2-2. And he's been pitching on Mondays of district games. So we'll let you know how many pitches he can throw if that's the plan for him again on Monday. Is this curveball? Great eye by Robinson. Thought about it, laid off of it. Count is full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. So his maximum pitches, if he's going to pitch on Monday, his maximum amount of pitches would be 75. I don't know if he's going to go really that far today. 3-2. Again, another foul ball by Robinson. Count still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ironheads bring back some talent from a season ago. I mean, you're looking at nearly the entire lineup. Ground ball left side on a big hop. Mullins comes and gets it. Looks at the runner, but there's no one there. And overthrows Aiden Shumway at first base. And this is going to lead to a run scored more than likely. It will, as taking home is Jackson Lang. And on the E5, the Buffaloes give up another first inning run. This was their problem in yesterday's game. McAlester gave up 3 early runs to the Muskogee Ruffers, but all 3 of them were unearned runs. There were 2 hit by pitches. There was also 1 error that led to 2 runs being scored, and then a balk brought in the 3rd run of the inning. If you don't give up that 3-run first inning, you don't have to work from behind, being down 5-1 at one point to Muskogee, and you never go 12 innings. Now a runner in scoring position on the E5. Carson Luna comes up. Luna was 0 for 3 a year ago. First pitch, curveball in there for strike 1. Luna struck out, grounded out to third, and grounded out to the pitcher. Count 0-1 with the runner at second. Still nobody out. Eufaula with an early lead on McAlester, 1-0 top of the first. The next pitch misses, I guess, a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, it looks like from last year's lineup, the Ironheads returned 6 out of their 9 starters. 1-1. Fastball misses well low and way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. For the Buffaloes, they return, let's see. They return 7 out of their 9 starters. The only starters that don't return, obviously, Ethan Gillespie and Seth Sam. Count 2-1. And the pitch. Curveball, outside corner, strike 2. Painting the black there is the senior Lesnow. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carson Luna. Luna batted out of the 5 spot a season ago. Buffs looking for an out, the 2-2. Line drive, left center field. It'll 1-hop into Jackson Lauerman. They'll hold the runner up at third as Lauerman gets it in quickly. And it's another base knock here for the Ironheads. Single E5 single puts runners at the corners with the Eufaula leading 1-0 top of the first inning. Eufaula looking to build off of their momentum from a game ago where they beat the Broken Bow Savages, 22-6. I mentioned that just before we started the game here today, and it was barrel after barrel, and then there was some wind blowing out to right field. Outfielders have some trouble with it for the Savages. Led to 9 runs scored in the first and 13 in the second. Brings up Draven Gragg. Gragg was 0 for 2 last year against the Buffaloes as this one gets away from Phillips. There's no one covering the plate. Phillips dives for the plate and gets the out. Ball bounced away from Phillips a little bit up the first base line. He gathered it quickly, ran down the runner, crashing from third base, and applied the tag just in time to get the out. And the Buffaloes are, well, not really gifted. Phillips earned that first out of the inning in the top of the first. Sometimes you just need to see that one out get into the out column so you can get into your rhythm. As the count on the scoreboard says 0-1. Now it says 1-1 after the pitch misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And I was kind of also looking away from the play there on the previous pitch before that one. Here's the 1-1 from Les now. Curveball, high hit fly ball deep into the night sky. This one's going to clear the left field wall, and Draven Gregg takes Caden Les now deep. 2-run home run. As that one was a no-doubter, the Eufaula Ironheads lead the McAlester Buffaloes 3-0 in the top of the first. And the Ironheads picking up right where they left off from yesterday's opening game of the Mike Deak Shootout Festival. 3 base hits here early for the Ironheads brings up J.P. Hicks. So you follow with an early 3 spot in the top of the first inning, and thankfully, again, it could be worse. I always like to look at the glass half full mentality. If Phillips doesn't get that out at the plate, that's a 3-run shot, and McAlester is looking at a 4-run deficit. First pitch, fouled backwards by Hicks for strike 1. So far in the base hits from the Ironheads, it looks like just Lesnow's pounding the zone, but he's just leaving the pitches a little bit high, and it's allowing the Ironheads to drive some of these pitches. Count 0-1. The pitch. Fastball, missing high, a little bit inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. What's made Lesnow so good in his 4 years on the mound for the McAlester Buffaloes is his ability to pinpoint his location, especially down in the zone, keep the ball at the knees. His last 2 outings, he just left him a little bit high on pitches to drive. The 1-1. Curveball, that's where he wants to live. Right there at the knees, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking to bounce back from the home run. Can he get a strikeout out of it? Wind up in the 1-2. Curveball, good piece from J.P. Hicks. Fouls it off, and the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Count still 1-2 for Lesnow. Bases clear. Ironheads with an early 3-0 lead. The 1-2. Line drive again. Left center field, another base hit. As it 2 hops into Ethan Watkins. And the Ironheads just continue to hit the ball. And they have put up 25 runs in 4 innings. We're not even done with the 4th inning that they've had at the plate in this tournament. So 4 early hits in the first inning brings up Connor McAlester. DH number 12. 6-hole batter. Another 2-strike base hit there by the Ironheads. I think they've had 3 of them now. Pick off over to first, not in time. So Eufaula has set the tone early. Put McAlester back up against the wall again. Decent lead at first, the pitch. Fastball misses outside to the righty McAlester, ball 1. McAlester played a marathon of a game a day ago. They were supposed to start their game at 2:15, began it about an hour later, around 3:10. Pick off over to first again, not in time. That game lasted 3 hours and 45 minutes, went 12 innings. If you're wondering how long 3 hours and 45 minutes is, Avengers Endgame was a pretty long movie. It was 3 hours and 2 minutes long. You had enough time, as here's the 1-0. It's a check swing. The batter did go around. And the count goes to 1-1 on the righty McAlester. For Avengers Endgame, with how long the game was for McAlester, you could have watched the entire movie of Avengers Endgame, gone and got a snack through a drive-thru somewhere, came back, watched an episode of The Office, and the game would have still been going on. To put it into perspective, the 1-1. Fastball misses just low and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Also think about Avatar. That was a 3 hour and 12-minute long movie. Same way there. You could have watched the movie, then immediately watched an episode of The Office. Still, the game wouldn't be over. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Misses low. 3 balls, 1 strike. And The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, the extended version of the movie, that was 3 hours and 45 minutes long. Imagine watching that. That is how long the game was yesterday for McAlester. It was an incredible ball game if you missed it. The 3-1. Right down the middle, that'd be strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Connor McAlester. And I totaled up all the pitches. There were 412 combined pitches thrown yesterday between the Ruffers and the Buffaloes. 3-2. And it misses down on the turf, and he gets away from Phillips, rolls towards the wall. And it'll be another base runner for the Eufaula Ironheads, this time a walk. They have had 6 consecutive batters reach base. And it brings up the left fielder, number 8, Luke Hodgins. Runners at first and second with 1 down. Buffaloes desperately need a double play ball here. Again, both the starters for the Buffaloes and the Ruffers, Jace Paul and Jackson Lauerman, they both threw exactly 120 pitches. Next pitch. First pitch into Hodgins is in there for a strike. Both teams had 43 at-bats. I mean, both of them exactly 43 at-bats. And they both went 7 times through the lineup. 0-1. Fastball misses the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. If Lauerman wouldn't have gotten the base hit to win the game, the Buffaloes would have been starting their 8th time through the order. The next batter. 1-1. This is down the turf. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, 4 times in that game, McAlester was down to their final 3 outs. They were down to their final out twice, and somehow they still won the game. Down to their final out in the 7th and the 8th. Came back to tie it both of those times. 2-1. Right down the middle for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They scored in the 10th on an RBI single by Aiden Shumway to tie it. Scored on a pass ball bang-bang play at the plate by Ethan Watkins to tie it in the 11th, and finally won it in the 12th. 2-2 from Les now. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got a much-needed strikeout there with a high heater. And that brings up the second baseman, number 1, Dawson Hughes, with runners at first and second and 2 down. Ironheads leading 3-0. Also, talk about how McAllister's first inning sometimes has been rough for him. A lot of errors that they've had have been in the first innings, including yesterday's game. So here's the first pitch. Lower outside corner, strike 1. McAlester only had 1 error in the entire game yesterday, and it was in the first that allowed 2 runs. They were flawless on defense the next 11 innings of play. 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Late on the fastball is Dawson Hughes. Counts now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Buffaloes trying to keep the deficit at 3. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Les now gets a strikeout on 3 consecutive pitches, but the Eufaula Ironheads get their first 6 batters on the base paths, and the big hit in the inning was a 2-run home run by Draven Gragg into the night sky. That gives the Ironheads an early 3-0 lead. We get to the bottom of the first, seeing how McAlester can respond. You're listening to Buffalo Baseball here on KNED.
Graduation is only a month away,
And Finn Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Angel's Diner Steakhouse and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef, and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner Steakhouse and Pub, 1402 South George Knight Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma. The McAlester Buffaloes trail 3-0 here early against the Eufaula Ironheads, bottom of the first. A 2-run home run by Draven Gregg really opened it up for the Ironheads. Buffaloes were able to get out of it after a single walk. Back-to-back strikeouts by Caden Lesnow put them in the bottom of the first. It's Aiden Shumway, Caden Lesnow, Gandon Mullins, 1-2-3 to lead it off for the Buffaloes in the home half of the inning. We'll look around the diamond for the Ironheads here after this first pitch from Jackson Lang. The righty deals, first pitch in the turf, ball 1. Let's look around the diamond. Gregg at first, Hughes at second, Robinson at short, Luna at third. In the outfield, Hodgins in left, Dalton in center, Hicks in right. In the battery for the Ironheads, Ryder behind the plate and Lang on the mound. This next pitch swung and missed at another pitch down in the turf by Shumway. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shumway went 0 for his first 4 at the plate, but then ended his day 2 for 6 with an RBI in yesterday's marathon as the next pitch misses high. 2 balls, 1 strike, matching the number of Shumway, 21 the count. He struck out, flew out to second, grounded out unassisted to the first baseman and the pitcher. So here's the 2-1, and he fouls this one off. Count is now 2-2 as it rolls towards the McAlester dugout. Singled, hit an RBI single to tie it in the 10th and send us to the 11th, and then an intentional walk in the 11th inning. Count is 2-2 on Shumway. Up in the box, the pitch. Misses well outside, and the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shumway trying to be a leadoff man. He fits the bill. He leads the team in on-base percentage at .568, having a .484 batting average to go with it. 3-2. Ground ball, right side, deep into the hole, and it gets into the outfield. Another base hit for Aiden Shumway. I was mentioning in yesterday's broadcast, there's been a joke about, well, I don't know if it's a joke or if it's real, but there's been a thing going around about a leadoff curse for the Buffaloes, and Shumway said, hey, there's no leadoff curse on me when he saw that he was going to bat leadoff for the first time this season back on Tuesday against the Tahlequah Tigers, and, hey, he's done pretty good. 2 hits on Tuesday, 2 hits yesterday, and now a hit to lead off stuff for McAlester and the offensive side of the first inning. Now that brings up Caden Lesnow. First pitch to Lesnow. And he fouls it. Oh, I don't think he fouled it off. I think he just ended up hitting off the catcher, Grider, and it rolls up the first base line. No foul ball indication from the home plate umpire. Coach Mullins is wondering if it hit if it hit Lesnow. Lesnow really didn't say if it did or not. So I believe that they're going to call that a foul ball, but he never signaled foul ball. So I guess it is a strike. That's what they're showing on the scoreboard here. But he never signaled foul ball, I don't believe. Pick off over to first. Not in time. And I think that's what Coach Mullins might have been arguing here is that, hey, there was never a signal for a foul ball. Was it a foul ball or did it just hit off the catcher and roll up the first base line? But the scoreboard shows the count at 0-1. Lesnow, despite going up to the plate 7 times, only had 3 at-bats yesterday. This is curveball. Misses. There's a balk. So it wasn't a miss, it was a balk. Balk called on the mound, and it sends Aiden Shumway into scoring position, so you can wipe that ball off of the scoreboard. Count is still 0-1 on Lesnow, and the catcher, Grider, will go speak with Lang. So Lesnow walked, flew out to right, walked again, reached on an E6, bunted into a double play, walked and walked a 4th time yesterday. Lesnow in the season now, after all those walks, he has 12 on the season. A third of his walks on the entire season came from yesterday alone. He's got a runner in scoring position with nobody out, trying to help out on his own cause. Ironheads leading 3-0 over McAlester, bottom of the first. Lang the pitch. This curveball fills the zone, and the count is now 0-2 on Caden Lesnow. Lesnow is batting .429 with runners in scoring. He's third on the team in batting average at .347. 16 RBI on the year. But he's down in the count 0-2, trying to battle with Shumway at second base. Lang kicks and fires the pitch. Fastball missing outside. It was about bell tie, but in the left-handed batter's box, and the count's now 1-2. Les now leading the team in extra base hits with 12 of them. He has 7 triples, leading the team in slugging percentage at .627. There's a big gap down the first base line. Also a big gap in right center field as the right fielder, that is Hicks, is hugging the right field line. There's a little spin move towards the second base back. Shumway's back in safely. Not much wind today, but what is blowing at about 7 miles per hour out to left center field. 1-2 from Lang. Curveball misses outside. Count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Matching the number on Caden Lesnow's back, number 2. Buffalo's trying to get into the lead where they trail 3-0. 2-2 to Lesnow. Ground ball left side. On a backhand, snagging it is Luna. Across the diamond and scooping it out over at first base is Greg, the lefty. And it moves Shumway over to third base on the 5-3 ground out to bring up Gandon Mullins. So Gandon Mullins, he leads the team in RBIs this year with 21, batting .257 with a .372 on base percentage. He walked, I feel like, quite a bit yesterday, too. He's got a runner at third with 1 down. The first pitch, hard hit ground ball, splits Shumway and his dad, Coach Mullins, in the third base box. Hit a hard but foul, and that'll be strike 1. He was walked, hit by a pitch, struck out, grounded out to third. He tied the game with 2 down in the 8th inning to send us to the 9th. Flew out to left and fouled out in foul territory down the first base line. 0-1. Swings and misses as he was ahead of the off-speed pitch from Lang, and the count is now 0-2. McAlester is a team with runners in scoring, batting .362 on the year. Batting .297 as a team as well. Mullins down on the count 0-2 with Braden Phillips on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball that should bring in a run as it's fielded by the shortstop Robinson. Fires over to first in time for out number 2. But he does his job. He brings in the runner, and that puts McAlester down 3-1. And brings Braden Phillips up to the plate, trying to spark a 2-out rally for the Buffaloes. Something they were really good at a day ago, and they had to be to eventually win the game. Yeah, I think people are going to be talking about that game yesterday for a long, long time. It's all anyone's been talking about here at Mike Deak Field. Even Austin, he said that people were talking about it on his way to the bathroom today. First pitch to Phillips. Curveball misses low for ball 1. Now, don't let Phillips' batting average fool you. He should easily be, I mean this in my unbiased opinion, he should easily be in the mid-300s. But every time he hits the ball, it's squared up and straight to somebody. But this one's not. This one's a pop-up down the left field line. Who wants it? Shortstop goes forward, and following away from the left field line, Robinson makes the catch to end the inning. McAlester does get a run back on a single. Shumway got to second on a balk. And he ended up getting to third as well, and then driving him in was Gandon Mullins on an RBI ground out. We head to the top of the second inning. Ironheads lead the Buffaloes 3-1 here on K.
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffaloes supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma. Buffaloes in an early hole, but they do get a run back in the bottom of the first inning. We have a new pitcher into the game as we begin the top of the second. It'll be Ethan Watkins for the McAlester Buffaloes. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Jet Tire Service. They have been serving Pittsburgh County and beyond since 1962. They offer 18 major tire brands. Again, Ethan Watkins on the mound now for McAlester, as we've had from the mound to short, go Caden Lesnow. From short to third, Gunnar Hodgel. From third to first, Gannon Mullins. And from first to center field, Aiden Shumway. That's the defensive changes as, of course, Watkins moved from center field to the mound. Looking at Watkins' line this year, he's got a 1-1 record, 13 innings pitched, a 7 ERA, 10 strikeouts to 15 walks, a 189 batting average against him. He's been really good at not giving up a lot of hits, but again, he's been getting himself into some trouble when he has gotten into trouble this year, just giving up some free passes and then clutch hits by teams once they get into scoring position. So, again, he's been steadily getting that ERA down. Again, the ERA is also pretty inflated by just one outing this year. So, again, 7 ERA is also, in my opinion, not indicative of how good of a pitcher Ethan Watkins is and has been for the Buffaloes. He'll have the 9-1-2 batters up for the Eufaula Ironheads as we begin the top of the second. Starting off with Preston Dalton, first pitch of the game for Ethan Watkins is fastball low inside, ball 1. It was a dream first inning for the Ironheads. Single, reached on an error, single, 2-run home run, single, walk, but then Lesnow cut the damage at 3 with 2 strikeouts. 1-0, swing and a miss for strike 1. Lay up the fastball to righty Dalton. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Love the night views here in McAlester from Mike Deak Field. As here's the 1-1 from Ewott. This will be fouled backwards, and the count is now 1-2. You can see the Masonic Temple from here shining in the distance, at least from if you're here at the field. And just as the sun starts to set, just over the skyline to our left. Count is 1-2. Watkins looking for a first strikeout for him, looking for number 11 on the season. Count is at 1-2. The senior pauses and delivers. Curveball, got him! Inside corner looking, strike 3. Sit him down, throw it around, 1 down here in the top of the second inning, brings up Jackson Lang. A little bit of arc to that curveball there from Ethan Watkins. Jackson Lane got things started for the Ironheads back in the top of the first inning with a single to start this game off. So Watkins toes the rubber, tries to carry that momentum from the strikeout to the top half of the order. Light shining down on Mike Deak Field as here's the first pitch to Lang. Swing and a miss for strike 1 on the heater from Watkins. That's another thing. Earlier this season, Watkins, struggled to find the zone, but once he started to find the zone better and better and better, he's upped his velocity once again. That time bringing the heat on the fastball. Count is 0-1. Pitch from Watkins. Looked like a changeup that time, and it missed, I guess, a little bit inside. Thought it crossed over the knees. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. I'll say, I think one more thing about yesterday's game, and then I'll call it quits. Another thing that I found wild about yesterday's game is we only had 4 pitchers. Like I said, both starters went 120 innings or 120 pitches each. I think a 120 inning game would be a lot more impressive than a 12, as that pitch misses down in the turf. 2 balls, 1 strike. But yeah, 120 pitches for both the starters. I believe that the Muskogee reliever, Estes, threw close to 90 pitches. He was in the 80s. Shumway, I think, threw in the 60s as this next pitch will be fouled straight back. And the count's now 2-2. So Shumway is unavailable for the rest of the tournament. He can't pitch tomorrow or today. But what I find crazy about that stat is McAlester played Muskogee last year. So here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive, straight to Gunnar Hodgel at third. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Cat-like reflexes by Sticks over there at third to snag it and get out number 2. Saving a double down the line is Gunnar Hodgel. Excellent catch, and that'll be out number 2. Brings up Hayden Robinson on a ball that was smoked his way. Nobody on, 2 down. Hayden Robinson reached on an E5 his first time up. Buffaloes trail 3-1, top of the second, 2 down. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Going back to the last thing about Muskogee again, we threw 7 combined pitchers in a 7-inning game last year in the season finale. It only took 4 to go 12 innings, 5 less innings than that. It was the hardest fought non-district game you'll ever see. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I've never seen a more intense non-district game than I saw yesterday. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And we really never also looked around the diamond, really. As we'll look at the new positioning as we have Mullins at first, Stinchcomb at second. Lesnow at short, Hodgel at third. Lauerman in left, Shumway in center, Clark in right in the battle for the Buffs. Phillips behind the plate, Watkins on the mound. Speaking of E-Watt, here comes the 1-1 pitch from the senior. And it catches the lower outside part of the zone, and that'll be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Watkins have a 3-up, 3-down inning to begin his outing in the top of the second. McAlester will have the 5, 6, 7-hole batters when they come up in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-2 from Ewott. Pops it up to shoot. Foul territory. Does anyone have it? Mullins going after it. Now has to come back as he misses it. Overran the fly ball. And their second life here for Hayden Robinson. Went up the first base line, and he just overran the fly ball. Count will stay at 1-2, and Robinson trying to make the most. And this sounds really morbid, but the time he's given. Count is at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from the senior again. Gets the strikeout anyway. Fans him for out number 3. 2 strikeouts out of the 3 outs, and assisted by Gunnar Hodgel's fantastic grab at the third base bag. Makes it 1-2-3 for the Eufaula Ironheads as we head to the home half of the second. Buffaloes trailing 3-1, trying to get some more runs back. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on K.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on? We can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Graduation is only a month away.
And Finn Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
Come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Heading to the home half of the second inning, McAlester trailing 3-1 as we bring up Spencer Stinchcomb, Ethan Watkins, Gunnar Hodgel. Spencer Stinchcomb had a heck of a game yesterday. He went 4 for 6 for the McAlester Buffaloes. And, you know, a lot of people are looking at Jackson Lauerman for good reason. A lot of people are looking at Ethan Watkins for good reason. And, of course, Gannon Mullins and everybody, Aiden Shumway, everyone's looking at all of them. But even though Spencer Stinchcomb did not have an RBI a game ago, if he doesn't go 4 for 6, including hitting a double with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th to get into scoring position for Ethan Watkins, McAlester doesn't win the game. So Stinchcomb may be the unsung hero, but a hero nonetheless as the first pitch misses up high to him for ball 1. Stinchcomb upped his batting average in a 4 for 6 day by nearly 0.4%. He's increased it to 368, good for second on the team. as he drives this one to left center field. Not a lot of carry to it. Underneath it in left field is Hodgins, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Ethan Watkins. Watkins now the pitcher, number 10. He moves up from the 7 spot to the 6 spot. It's been a little while since he was walked, and he got walked twice yesterday and hit by a pitch. He also laid down a sac bunt to go 1 for 3 with an RBI double. That double did tie the game, and it was 5 feet from leaving the yard in right center field. Still looking for that first home run of the year, first pitch. As he drives this one to deep left field. Now coming in on it around the left field foul line is the left fielder Hodgins. Makes the catch as he's falling into foul territory for out number 2. So back-to-back flyouts to left field brings up Gunnar Hodgel in what's so far been an efficient inning for Jackson Lang. Gunnar Hodgel trying to get back on track. Had a rough day yesterday, 0 for 7. But still in the season, despite the bad day, he's still batting over 300 at 308 on the year. First pitch to Hodgel. Curveball low for ball 1. Also has an on-base percentage of .442. Still good for 4th on the team in batting average. 1-0. Fastball lower outside corner, strike 1. That was the corner that kind of bugged him yesterday. Saw some backwards Ks on that outside corner. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Curveball pops it up. Some carry over to right field. Coming in on it is Hicks. Looks to be underneath it and makes the catch for out number 3. Buffaloes go 3 up, 3 down, as it was 6 up, 6 down total in the second inning. That was a quick one. We head to the top of the third. Buffaloes still trail 3-1 to the Eufaula Ironheads here on KNED.
Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef, and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub. 1402 South George Knight Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Hi, my name is Gail,
Facebook.
and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
To the top of the third inning we go. It's a 3-1 score. The Eufaula Ironheads lead the McAlester Buffaloes. And it's been 4 hits for the Ironheads, 1 for McAlester, but they used that 1 hit and turned it into a run. And the Ironheads used an error by McAlester and also a 2-run bomb to be able to lead 3-1 right now. For the Ironheads, they'll be the heart of their order, the 3-4-5 batters, beginning with Carson Luna, Draven Gregg, and J.P. Hicks. They went 3 for 3 back in the first inning with 2 singles and that 2-run home run. We are having our Buffalo roll call. We do have some people checking in as we look at Brian. He says, here in Florida, says, let's go Buffaloes. Thank you, Brian, for tuning in. Let us know where you're listening from or watching from on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. Again, that is Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. Or you can let us know on Facebook at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. That goes for Eufaula fans as well. If you want to check in and cheer on your Ironheads, hey, say that Eufaula fan here, listening from blah, 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 watching from blah, blah, blah. We'll give you a shout-out as well. A lot of these players know each other. Again, not very far drive from McAlester to Eufaula. First pitch to Luna. Runs inside on the fastball for ball 1. Watkins had a 1-2-3 inning, a couple of strikeouts, and a nice snag by the third baseman Hodgel. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, low spot. Didn't miss high. Must have missed inside. Count 2 balls, no strikes. By the way, first pitch time today was at 7:55. 55 minutes behind, but considering we were, quite a bit behind in the game before that one, as here's a line drive over to left field, straight to Jackson Lowerman. Hobson makes the catch. Lights, camera, Jackson in left field. Makes the catch for out number 1 as that one was sailing. It was on a frozen rope. It looked like it was still carrying as it was driven over to Jackson Lowerman. And he's able to make the catch on the hop for out number 1. A couple of nice grabs by the Buffalo defense. Well, with Watkins on the mound so far. Brings up Draven Gragg. I mean, that's perfect positioning there for Lauerman. Gragg watches the first pitch miss up high for ball 1. And he's the one that hit the deep shot. That's the difference in the game so far. Back in the first. Wind still hardly blowing, especially compared to yesterday where we had 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts blowing in from left center. 1-0. That curveball misses well high, and the count is now 2-0 on Gragg. Gragg last year against McAlester, he batted out the 4 spot. He went 0 for 2, flew out to right, grounded out to third, and walked. Right now, he's ahead in the count, 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. Fastball runs inside. That'll be ball 3. It's been 4 up, 4 down for Watkins on the mound so far since he entered in the second inning, but 1 pitch away from being in danger of giving up his first base runner. J.P. Hicks is on deck. The 3-0 from Watkins. Fastball, he's 3-0 swinging. Foul back into the mid of Braden Phillips for strike 1. Still a hitter's count for Gragg. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, Lauerman playing deep over in left field. Outfield shifted to the left with Shumway in center. Average positioning, average depth for Clark in right field. 3-1 pitch. Ground ball straight to the Eufaula dugout. Looked like out the top of the bat. Count is now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. First base coach for Eufaula fires it back into Watkins, and he's ready to go again. Toes the rubber, waits for Gragg to get back into the right-handed batter's box. Let's see if Watkins can come from 3-0 to a strikeout here as he's moved it back to 3-2. The righty deals the payoff. Pops it up in the infield right side. Right to Gannon. Mullins makes the catch. That'll be out number 2. Way to bounce back for Watkins after going down in the count 3-0. Leads to a fly ball out for out number 2. Still nobody on for the Ironheads. Top of the third inning brings up J.P. Hicks. The right fielder singled in his first at-bat. He'll be all the way back in the box. It's been, again, 5 up, 5 down for Watkins, trying to stay on his rhythm. First pitch to Hicks. First pitch swinging behind on the fastball is Hicks, strike 1. I'll tell you what, Watkins, in consecutive outings, he's been looking better and better as the season's gone along. Found his control better. He's upped his velocity with the control. The 0-1. Ewat right at the knees, strike 2 on the fastball. Count 0-2 now on Hicks. Can Watkins go 3 up, 3 down for a second straight inning? Way ahead in the count on Hicks at 0-2. Comes set. What does he have in store? The 0-2 pitch. Well, that was a tad bit high. Fastball sails straight to the backstop. Maybe overthrowing a little bit there is Watkins. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good thing he had a pitch to play with there. 1-2. Tad bit lower. I think he might have got the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ewat trying to end the top of the third still. Nobody on for the Ironheads. All the way on the back foot there of Hicks. The 1-2 pitch. Pops it up. Pretty deep. Center field. Aiden Shumway roams over to his left. Makes the catch, and that'll be out number 3. It's another 3 up, 3 down inning for Ethan Watkins since he's come in. It's been 6 up, 6 down for the senior. Buffalo's trying to cut into the 2-run deficit. 3-1 the score. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffaloes supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
McAlester Buffaloes down 3-1 to the Eufaula Ironheads as we make our way to the home half of the third. Buffaloes are hoping to do what they did yesterday in terms of the bottom half of the order. McAlester is bottom of the order. If you're looking from the, well, again, 5 is right in the middle. If you're looking from the 6 to the 9-hole batters, they did really well yesterday. They ended up having, that's 9 out of the 12 hits for McAlester. That's 8-9-1 up now for the Buffaloes, starting off with Jackson Morgan, who fouls off the first pitch he sees to the backstop for strike 1. Morgan had his first varsity hit with the Buffaloes yesterday. It was an RBI single to pull the Buffaloes within 1. I believe that was back in the 5th inning. Yesterday he went 1 for 3 with an RBI. He put the ball in play all 3 times. So here's the 0-1 to Morgan. Goes with the off speed, and well out in front is Morgan. The count is now 0-2. I'm anxious to see how Jackson Lauerman on deck builds off of a great day yesterday. 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Can Morgan be a leadoff batter for him? We'll have to wait. Curveball misses upstairs, and that'll move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morgan on the season has also worked some free passes, too. He's walked, looks like twice, and has also been hit by a pitch. 1-2. Curveball, that one misses high, and he's worked the count back to full at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you can hear Coach Mullins faintly in the background telling his team to get into the dugout. They're trying to pour out the left side of it. The 2-2. Staying alive is Morgan like a Bee Gees song. Fouls it straight back, and the count is even at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Jackson Morgan. Deep breath by Lang. In for his 3rd inning of work, trying to start it off on the right foot. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball, left center field, diving towards the left field area. It's going to one-hop into the left fielder Hodgins, and it's a leadoff base hit for Jackson Morgan. Another hit from the bottom of the order for McAlester. That was their bread and butter a day ago, and that brings up Jackson Lauerman. Stay hot, kid. Lauerman went 3 for 4 yesterday with 2 RBI. He upped his batting average by a full nearly 0.4% in one day. And this week, or his last 2 games, he's been darn near unstoppable. He's been 6 for 8. The runner at first, what does he do? Does not show bunt, swings, and it's a line drive straight towards the batting cages. And that door is open over there by the Hughes Field House. It's a little bit over to the right. If someone's taking any batting practice in there, they might have taken the ball to the ribs. That'd be strike 1. But Lauerman right on it, just a little bit ahead. 0-1 pitch. This one bounces in the turf. Good bodied up pitch from Grider behind home plate. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. If Lauerman can continue the role he's been on, going into the biggest 2 weeks of district play against Sepulveda on Monday and Tuesday, and Coweta the next Monday and Tuesday after that, McAllister's going to have a huge weapon, and it's going to just help out their lineup 1 through 9 so much. More balance to their lineup. Pick off over to first. Morgan dives back in safely. Because you got Stinchcomb that's hot right now. Watkins has been on and off hot, and right now I think he's favoring more of the onside of being hot. Jackson Lauerman, Jackson Morgan's had 2 hits in 2 games now. Hayden Shumway at the top of the order has not been hot this year. Here's the 1-1. Showing a bunt, but he pulled back in time. I believe he did. Moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on the pitch that was well low and outside. Les now, just a couple of games ago, was 3 for 4, a home run shy of the cycle. Mullins leads the team in RBI. Braden Phillips hits the ball hard every time he hits the ball. It's going to make the Buffaloes hard to pitch to in the last 2 weeks of district play, getting towards the playoffs. 0-1. Showed bunt, but pulled back. Thought about a snap throw over to first, but getting back is Jackson Morgan, and the count is now a hitter's count for Lauerman at 3 balls, 1 strike. I'm curious to see if he'll still have the bunt here in a 3-1 count. This is a tough situation to be in if you're still wanting to bunt the ball. 3-1 pitch. Does not. Pops it up. Does the wind take it back? Not much wind. It'll go into the, well, what you hear is the sound of the ball crashing into the top of the grandstand. The count's now full on Lauerman at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lauerman on the year leads the team in hit by pitches and also has 11 walks to show for it, too. So 16 free passes, good for second on the team.
Brandon, that wasn't the grandstand. That was my windshield. I had to park a little bit closer than I wanted to this time because there's, quite a few people here.
Yeah, good crowd today at 8 o'clock, so we have to pick off over to first. That's what I love about the Mike Deak Shootout, and I think it's going to even be even better next week with the 5A Shootout. I think you're going to see just as good crowds, if not better. It's going to bring some of the top talent in 5A here to Pittsburgh County. We encourage you to come on out to the games as we're nearing the end of April. Well, we're right in the middle of it right now, but here comes the 3-2. And it misses up high, and Lauerman will take his walk. So it's back-to-back base runners here for McAlester. Tying run is now on base for the Buffaloes at the top of the order up. Aiden Shumway hit a hard single over to the right side, splitting the second baseman Hughes and the first baseman Gragg. That was back in the first inning. He eventually came around to score. So he is 3 for his last 7. If you want to go a little bit further back, he's 5 for his last 9. Has runners at first and second, nobody out. It is a bunting situation. Surprise! I'm going to see if they decide to bunt. Shows it. Doesn't get it down as he pulls back as it was in the turf anyway. 1 ball, no strikes. Another curious thing about McAlester, interesting thing, not really curious, but interesting thing about McAlester, they laid down 2 sack bunts, only 2 of them coming into this week. This week, they have laid down 6. Showing bunt, Shumway. The pitch pulls back as it misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Lauerman makes his way back towards the first base bag. Second baseman Hughes was covering the first base bag as, maybe the catcher Grider thought about a snapback throw over to first, and Lauerman just looked right back at him. Back pick throw over to second, and, I think they might have had Morgan. Morgan slid in. I don't know if his hand hit the bag in time, but if I'm Eufaula, I think they might have had him. Counts 2-0. Got to be careful. And if you're in the McAlester dugout, you got to be yelling back. How about your runner? Counts 2-0 on Shumway. Still shows bunt. Does get it down. Straight back to the pitcher. They will go with a safe out at first base. Throw it to the second baseman covering Hughes. And the sack bunt works there for Aiden Shumway. Moves runners to second and third. Now the tying run in scoring position for the Buffaloes. I believe make that 7 sacrifice bunts for McAlester this week. It's either 5 or 7. I might be 2 behind, but point is they've laid down a lot more sack bunts this week than they have on the season, and it's led to them manufacturing runs and taking some big wins. That was a 1-3 sack bunt. Now Caden Luss now up trying to drive in the 2 runs as he swings and misses at the first pitch in the turf for strike 1, chasing on the off speed. He grounded out to the third baseman, Luna, back in the first inning. Catcher Grider will call time to go speak with his pitcher. Les now takes this time to talk to Coach Mullins as well. And he'll go back into the box. Sometimes that means that maybe they'll try to surprise the defense and lay down a drag bunt. Now the coach for Eufaula, Josh Lunas, has have an idea. Maybe they might bunt. Runners at the corner, or rather, corner infielders have come in on the infield turf, maybe anticipating a bunt after hearing their coach Luna talk about that. Here's the 0-1. Does not show bunt. Instead lays off of a low pitch. Count now even at 1 ball, 1 strike. There's no one that can turn around a game faster, it feels like, than Caden Luss now, just because of the pop of his bat alone. Leads the team, like I said, in his last at-bat, 12 extra base hits. 1-1. This one misses low, and it gets behind the catcher. Morgan does not go, as it's kind of in that weird area. It split through the legs of Grider at the catcher position. It's in that weird spot where he goes to the right of the catcher, and if you're looking, and it's easy for us to say, hey, he could have taken home there, but as a runner at third, it's right in line with the batter, the catcher, and the home plate umpire. You can't really see how far the ball goes if it went anywhere. Counts at 2-1. And the pitch to us now. Curveball right at the bottom of the zone. Count now 2-2. I can tell you one thing, the Eufaula Ironheads want nothing more than a strikeout here against Lustenau. That'd be big time, or a pop-up in the infield. Lustenau looking for his first hit of the shootout. The 2-2 pitch. Misses up and outside. Count moves to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lustenau was really good in the shootout a year ago. .333 batting average, 3 RBI, 2 extra base hits, a double and a triple. So far 0 for 4 now in the tournament. And here comes the payoff to the senior. Lines it over to left field. That will at least give McAlester 1 run. They'll hold up Lauerman at third as the throw hits the cutoff man, the third baseman. And Lustenau pulls the Buffaloes within 1. An RBI single from the senior brings up Gandon Mullins. Had an RBI ground at his first time up. To the shortstop, that's Robinson. Buffaloes have brought it back to a 1-run game, 3-2 the score. Trailed early, 3-0, scored 1 in the first, manufacturing that run. It was 6 up, 6 down between the Ironheads and the Buffaloes in the second, and the Buffaloes trying to pour some more on in the bottom of the third. Watch out for Lustenau at first base. He will not steal here as the first pitch to Mullins misses low for ball 1. Would not be shocked at all if Lustenau takes off in the next couple of pitches. Leads the team there, 19 stolen bases. Count is 1-0. Pickoff over to first, and that's a balk. That's a balk by the pitcher, and that's going to send Lauerman home, and Lustenau over to second. We have a tie game. So that puts Lustenau into scoring position, and McAlester has tied it up 3-3 with the Eufaula Ironheads. And now officially, Lustenau's first inning will go down as no decision. Cannot take a loss now. So runner at second, 1 down. Mullins trying to drive him in, the 1-0 pitch. Looks like a fastball that missed a little bit up and outside. Mullins now ahead in the count, 2-0. That's just how the Buffaloes roll, man. Maybe they don't jump on you in the first time through the order, but notoriously through this year, the second or third time through the order, they start seeing the pitchers better and they start to rake. Again, they only had 3 hits in yesterday's 1 through 6 innings. From the 7th to the 12th, they had 9. .2-0 pitch. This one bounces in the turf. Lustenau stays put at second base. Great block by the catcher Grider. Speaking of how long the game was yesterday, the first inning through the 7th inning was an hour and 58 minutes long. If you thought extra innings was long, maybe you thought it was just your anxiety. No, it was actually long. It was an hour and 47 minutes in just 5 innings, almost as long as the first 7 innings alone. 3-0 to Mullins. Does he have the green light? No, he does not. It doesn't matter anyway. It's up high. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Gandon Mullins, puts runners at first and second. Go-ahead run is in scoring position, and extra run 90 feet behind that. Brings up Braden Phillips, who flew out to the shortstop, Robinson, along the left field line in his first at-bat. Phillips last year in the shootout, he batted .273 with an RBI. Looking for his first hit in the shootout. Although I don't know if anyone's hit the ball harder in consecutive at-bats than Phillips has to begin this tournament. He did have a pop out his last time up, but it's just been unlucky. I talked to him about that today. I don't know why. It just goes straight to somebody every time I hit the ball. First pitch. Misses low and outside, ball 1. McAllister's been needing somebody to step into the shoes of Ethan Gillespie, who accounted for 4 out of the 5 runs for the Buffaloes last year in McAllister's 5-2 season opener win. Big lead at second by Lustenau. He takes off for third. The 1-0 is going to be in the turf again, and Lustenau steals third. It's a double swipe. Gandon Mullins takes second base as well, and the count is 2-0 here for Braden Phillips. Buffalo's trying to pour it on, trying to take their first lead of the game. Phillips went 0 for 1 against the Ironheads last year. He walked twice and grounded out to the shortstop. 2-0 delivery. That fastball misses outside, and it's 3 balls, no strikes to Phillips now. Now we have to wait and see if Phillips has the green light. It's been, I believe, 7 consecutive balls here. from the pitcher Jackson Lang. Make that 8. As before the ball really even hit the glove of the catcher Grider, already dropping his bat was Phillips to make his way to first. So it's 8 consecutive balls from Jackson Lang, and it loads the bases for the Buffaloes. This bases loaded alert is brought to you by, that's Pop's Kettle Corn. Choose your flavor of kettle corn or try their freshly made pork rinds at Pop's Kettle Corn in Old Town. Bases loaded. McAlester, good news for them, they have a chance to be able to really pour on their lead or get a lead first and then extend it. So here's the first pitch to Spencer Stinchcomb, catches the outside corner with the curveball for strike 1. Good news for the Eufaula Ironheads. One pitch could end the inning if they can roll a double play. Count 0-1 on Stinchcomb. Back to the windup for Lang. The pitch. And it misses low and outside, and 1 ball, 1 strike. Stinchcomb batting .472 with runners in scoring position. Flew out to left field. His first time up was a high fly ball, traveled relatively deep. He has 18 RBI in the year, good for second on the team. 1-1. Curveball just on the outside part of the zone. And the count is now 1-2 on the junior Stinchcomb. Like I mentioned just a couple of batters ago, Ironheads want nothing more than a strikeout here. Or a double play. One of those two. Buffalo's looking for a base hit. 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses well outside, and now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb with 3 extra base hits on the season, including a double a day ago. Down the right field line. Lang with the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gives Grider the nod and the 2-2 pitch. Curveball chopper down the third base side, but foul. And staying alive is Stinchcomb. I don't know what is in the Stinchcomb blood, but it seems to be clutch. He's hoping to be clutch here with the count 2-2. Already has a walk-off this year, and he had the double to lead to a tie yesterday. The 2-2 pitch. And it misses low and outside, and he's got a great feel for the zone. Good eye by Stinchcomb, moves the count to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Walk or not. Ball brings in a run. Strike gives the Ironheads a big-time strikeout. 1 down, bases loaded. Tie game, 3-3, bottom of the third. Lang the windup, and the 3-2 pitch. Curveball, ground ball, chance for a double play. 6-4, they'll throw it to first. In time there is Stinchcomb. 2 runs are going to score as the ball gets away from the first baseman, Greg, and the Buffaloes take a 5-3 lead. Put the ball in play. Good things happened. It was nearly a double play. A little bit slow on the flip from Robinson to Hughes, and Hughes threw it a little bit off to the left. So it'll go down as an E4. There's really no RBI there for Stinchcomb because of the error. Unfortunately for him, and it makes this, but it doesn't matter. I think he'd rather have the lead. McAlester takes a 5-3 lead. First lead today for McAlester. Runner at first with 2 down now. So McAlester has put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the third. They've worked back from that early 3-0 hole. Brings up Ethan Watkins. The pitcher that started in the second inning has recorded 6 up, 6 down on the mound. We'll watch the first pitch miss down on the turf. Stinchcomb reads it well, travels to second, and the throw is on a dart, but not there in time. Stinchcomb sliding in safely into scoring position for Ethan Watkins. See if we can have a repeat of the 7th inning yesterday where Stinchcomb was at second base. I only ask Watkins if he can travel that pitch about 5 feet further. Now he doesn't have the wind working against him, though. 1-0. Fastball misses low outside. Ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Watkins. Watkins trying to get his 13th RBI of the year. He's batting .318 with runners in scoring. Big lead at second, the 2-0. Misses low outside, ball 3. Watkins also batting .306 on the season with a .521 on-base percentage. That is good for second on the team. Leads the team with 19 walks, and he could have a 20th here. 3-0 shows bunt, pulls back. It is a called strike down the middle. Still a hitter's count for Watkins. 3 balls, 1 strike. All Watkins was doing there with showing the bunt was trying to get into the vision of Lang, try to throw him off his rhythm. Try to put the bat in front of the strike zone. Sometimes that works. Good job by Lang adjusting. 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss for strike two, and Lang has worked the count from 3-0 to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Watkins. Wind kind of blowing out to left field at about, like I said, 6 miles an hour. Trying to extend the Buffalo lead, which is right now at 2 runs, 5-3. 3-2 from Lang. Stinchcomb takes off for third. The pitch is high and inside, and Stinchcomb will take third on really a catcher's indifference. Catcher Grider never really looked at Stinchcomb at third base, and taking first will be Watkins. For Gunnar Hodgel, who flew out to the left fielder, Hodgins back in the second inning. 20th walk of the year for Watkins, leading the team there. Brings up Hodgel again, flew out to right field, actually. He was flown out to right field to the right fielder Hicks. He's got runners at the corners now. Again, don't be surprised if Watkins takes off for second as he puts his sliding mitt on his right hand. And he takes off early. Great jump by Watkins. He'll take second standing up. It's the first pitch missed down in the turf for ball 1. And that is a great example of McAlester playing the game when they're not even on the field. If you're looking inside the McAlester dugout, they do this thing where they time up the pitcher. And if the pitcher gets into a rhythm and he does it multiple times in a row, then that means he's arithmetic with his pitching, which means that if you're at first base, second base, and you're wanting to take second or third, if you're timing him well over and over and over again and he stays in that rhythm, you can take a bag if you get a great jump on that timing. Sometimes people do 1, 2, 3, 4 trying to time them. In McAllister's case, it's UCLA. The 1-0. Curveball. Fills the zone for strike 1 to Hodgel. 1 ball, 1 strike with runners at second and third with 2 down. Maybe every team is different, but that's how McAllister's always been it with timing up their pitchers. UCLA, every team times up pitchers, hoping that they get into a rhythm. 1-1. This one bounces in the turf. Good eye by Hodgel. Leaves it alone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hodgel with runners and scoring this year at .333. He's got 12 RBI. Stinchcomb at third trying to drive in fellow junior, and he's also having Watkins, the senior, at second, the 2-1 pitch. As he checks out a swing, I don't think he went around. They say he did. I thought it was a called strike anyway. And he catches the outside corner to move the count to 2-2. That was a little bit closer than what I thought at first. Two from the righty Lang, trying to get out of the pickle. Curveball, had to wait another pitch, misses low and outside. Counts now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Morgan's on deck, who hit a single to start off this inning. 9th batter up for the Buffaloes, the 3-2 pitch. And it will miss up high, and he'll take his base. Back-to-back walks, loads the bases for Jackson Morgan as the Buffaloes have officially batted around, and we'll have a mound visit. And a possible pitching change. We'll take at least a 30-second break and be back here on K.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on? We can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Graduation is only a month away.
And Fenton Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
Come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
We do have a call to the bullpen. As this pitching change brought to you by Jet Tire Service. Jet Tire Service has been serving Pittsburgh County and beyond since 1962. They offer 18 major tire brands. Hey, Austin, do you know why they call them Jet Tire Service?
Because they're speedy like a jet.
Because they serve people. Jet Tire Service. Get it? Anyway, whatever. We have a new pitcher for the Eufaula Ironheads. It's number 1, Dawson Hughes. He moves from the second base position to the mound, and from the mound over to second goes the former pitcher Jackson Lang. Bases loaded for McAlester, with Jackson Morgan, who began this inning with a single, up at the plate. Hughes trying to work out of the jam with the Buffaloes with a runner at every bag. First pitch in there for a strike, strike 1. McAlester has brought up, again, this is the 10th batter for McAlester, has gone in this inning, single, walk, sack bunt, RBI single, walk, E4, walk. So it's really not been hits by McAlester, it's been more free passes. The 0-1. Ground ball, softly hit to the shortstop. Coming in on it is Robinson. Robinson throws to first. They have to dig it out, and they do. A picking machine at first is Greg. He picked up the Ironheads, I think, in the previous inning. Maybe it was the first, but he picked them up there, and then he does it again to leave the bases loaded for the Buffaloes. But they do score 4 runs in the bottom of the third to take a 5-3 advantage over the Eufaula Ironheads. Ethan Watkins has retired 6 in a row since he started the game in the second inning. Can he continue that rhythm after McAlester had a big inning in the bottom of the third? We're about to find out. We head to the top of the fourth. Buffaloes leading again 5-3 here on KNED.
Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef, and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub. 1402 South George Knight Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffaloes supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Buffaloes leading 5-3 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. McAlester with the 4th spot in the third to be able to take their first lead of the game. McAllister's been playing in the most games that they've played in a short amount of time all season. This is their 9th game in 10 days that they're playing today. And they'll play their 10th game in 11 tomorrow when they take on Rattan in the McAlester Shootout Festival finale.
And what's crazy is that all of April is like this.
It is,
just jam-packed.
First pitch to Connor McAllister is a ground ball down the first base line. Fielding it, getting in front of it is Gandon Mullins. That's what we call efficiency. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ethan Watkins on the mound. He's retired 7 in a row. All 7 batters he's faced, all down in order. Brings up Luke Hodgins. Hodgins struck out swinging his first time up. That was against Caden Lessnow. McAlester up 5-3 over the Ironheads. Austin kind of mentioned the schedule. We'll go over it in a little bit and how wild April is for McAlester. First pitch is going to be in the turf for ball 1. McAlester started off the month a little bit later than intended. They were supposed to play on the 2nd with a doubleheader. They ended up actually on the 1st with a doubleheader. They played on the 3rd with a doubleheader against Del City. In a 3-game festival in Noble/Norman on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Had 1 day of a break and then took on Tahlequah on Monday here at Mike Deak as the 1-0. swung on and missed for strike one. Then they went to Tahlequah, which wasn't even at Tahlequah. They went to Warner at Conner State College to beat the Tigers 4-1. Then had 1 day of a break. This 3-day festival here at McAlester on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. They'll have another 1-day break before they travel to Sapulpa on Monday, weather permitting. 1-1. Fastball just missing outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Then they host Sapulpa on Tuesday. Day break. Then they have the 5A shootout, taking on some of the best teams in 5A on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, including Carl Albert, the defending state champions, on a week from today on the 19th. Then again, 1-day break on Sunday. As here's the 2-1. Fastball runs inside to move the count to 3 balls, 1 strike. Then they play Coweta in a home-and-home on Monday and Tuesday. 1-day break. Then they play Pryor and I believe Oaktahaw on Thursday and Friday. The next Saturday that they have off is the 27th. Until then, they only have Sundays and Wednesdays off. 3-1 pitch from Watkins. Fastball misses low, and there's his first base runner given up. It's a 5-pitch walk to Luke Hodgins. And now the tying run is at the plate in Dawson Hughes. Hughes struck out swinging. It was the last batter that Les now faced. By the way, they just have a weekend, and then they play again on Monday. You know the 12-inning game, you know, the one we've been talking about the entire broadcast. We played that same team again this year.
Oh, really?
The last game of the regular season on Monday.
Well, I can tell you right now.
First pitch of ball, down low to Hughes, who's now the pitcher, by the way.
With sports in general and the games that we played the other day, who was that? Just a couple days ago.
Tahlequah.
Yeah, thank you. Tahlequah. With sports in general, but especially with baseball, you know, you could have one day where things just aren't falling or going right.
So 1-0, fly ball, center field. Aiden Shumway hardly has to move. Looks up into the night sky, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 2. And it brings up the 9-hole batter, Preston Dalton, playing center field. So 2 down, runner at first. Buffaloes leading 5-3, top of the 4th inning. Again, with 2 outs, brings up Dalton, who struck out on a backwards K. It was Watkins' first batter that he faced today, back on the top of the 2nd. But you were saying?
But yeah, you could have one day where things just are not happening the way it needs to, and you just have, you know, a bad day.
11-0 in 5 innings loss.
And then the next day.
Runner takes off for second. It's low. The throw down to second, not nearly in time. Easy swipe of second for Luke Hodgins. Now he's in scoring position for Preston Dalton with a 1-0 count and 2 outs.
And then literally the next day, things line up the way that they should.
I mean, they had, I think, 13 hits on Monday, and then they turned around only 3 hits on Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, they may have had a long game last night, but I can almost guarantee you that it's not going to be the exact game.
The 1-0 skips into Phillips again. Great job of bodying up that pitch. Keeps the runner from moving over to third, and the count's now 2-0. Yeah, it also goes to show you the resolve of McAlester to be able to put things in the rear view quickly and to be able to bounce back from sometimes not even bad games, from bad innings, put the last inning behind them. For example, this game is an example. Spin move, runner comes off the bag, but no one's by the bag to throw it to. And the Buffaloes trail 3-0, and now they lead 5-3, scoring 5 unanswered. Eufaula trying to get one of those runs back here in the top of the 4th with the runner in scoring. 2-0 pitch. Fastball had to miss inside. Having to come in and make the catch was Braden Phillips. It was belt high, did not get the strike call, and the count is now 3-0 with the top of the order lurking on deck, including Jackson Lang, who has singled but also lined out to the third baseman Hodgel on a frozen rope. Hodgel just made a great catch. Spin move again, but this time this runner at second, Hodgins, kind of read it a little bit better. Can Watkins work back from a 3-0 count right now? The pitch? No, he cannot. 4-pitch walk to Preston Dalton. Brings up the top of the order, and the tying run is now on the base paths. This season hasn't been as much cardiac back as last season has. McAlester played most of their games decided by 3 runs or less. This year has not been the same case. McAlester played 23 out of their 38 games decided by 3 runs or less. Those are all save situations. First pitch to the top of the order. Misses down low for ball 1. Again, now Watkins starting to fall out of rhythm here, not getting his strikes in order. The only base runners he's given up have been walks to Hodgins. Did have a fly out to center field with Hughes, but then walked Dalton on 4 straight pitches, and now it's been 5 straight balls going to the top of the order with Jackson Lang. 1-0. Curveball, make that 6 straight balls. Low and outside. 2-0 the count. But, yeah, it just Buffaloes know how to bounce back. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. After 6 straight balls, swinging at that pitch, a little bit above the knees was Lang. I think it was just a little bit in front, actually. The count is now 2-1. Infield playing back, just trying to get the out wherever it's hit to him at. Forwards out to every base. The 2-1 pops it up right side, shallow right field. Going to be a tough play for Jordan Clark coming in on it towards the line. Makes the catch just in fair territory for out number 3. Clark showing off the speed to get to that ball, making the catch for out number 3. That will leave runners stranded at first and second for the Ironheads. And the Buffaloes maintain their 2-run advantage, 5-3, so we played half a 7-inning game. Heading to the bottom half of the 4th inning, you're listening to McAlester Baseball here on K.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front-end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAlester Buffaloes leading 5-3 here on KND. Something that's pretty shocking, and if you follow the success of Oklahoma softball here recently, they've lost their 4th game of the year, where a team that's not used to a lot of losing, and they've lost their 3rd conference game after losing a series to the Texas Longhorns just a week ago. They lose a game to the BYU Cougars 9-4 today. That just went final 4 minutes ago. First pitch to Jackson Lauerman is a high fastball for ball 1. McAlester is leading again 5-3, bottom of the 4th inning. Lauerman walked his first time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one will miss outside for ball 2. Dawson Hughes came in, worked the Ironheads out of a bases-loaded jam. Only threw a few pitches, but it led to a ground out of Jackson Morgan as this pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lauerman. Lauerman with a .365 on base percentage. 204 batting average, but again, he moved it up nearly 50% or .50 from a day ago as this next pitch misses low and outside for ball 3. Hitters count for Lauerman. He has walked 12 times in the year, a pitch away from maybe 13. 3-1 pitch. This one misses inside. He draws another walk. And they'll just continue to see that on-base percentage go up, and it brings up the top of the order. Buffalo's trying to extend their lead. It's 5-3 right now. Bottom of the 4th inning, nobody out, 1 runner on. Aiden Shumway has gone 1 for 1. He's singled and laid down a sac bunt. He digs in, open stance there for Shumway. Buffalo's leading 5-3. First pitch from Hughes to Shumway, bounces in the turf. Coming way off the bag was Lauerman. I think he might have been able to take it, but decides to stay at first instead. Lauerman says, yeah, I know I could have made it. And he looks over at Coach Mullins and said, I know, that's on me. Looks like Coach Meadows says the same thing. Count 1-0.
And then he looks at me and says the same thing.
Now Lauerman takes off for second, and the pitch just sails straight to the backstop. I mean, that went straight to the backstop. I don't think it caught the leather of the catcher, Grider. And Lauerman takes second. I think that Grider was just trying to transfer the ball before the ball got there. Count is 2-0, and now Lauerman in scoring position for Shumway. First pitch, third pitch, misses up and inside, and it's ball 3, and Grider immediately wants to go speak with Dawson Hughes. So 3 balls, no strikes to Aiden Shumway. We'll see if he has the green light with a runner in scoring. Caden Luss now is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Having that hit in his last at bat, he's on deck. Count 3-0. Lauerman takes off for third on a great jump. The pitch is a called strike. The throw to third is not in time. 2 consecutive steals for Jackson Lauerman puts him 90 feet away from scoring. As Lauerman now joins the double-digit club in stolen bases. He's at 10 now with those last 2 steals. Still a hitter's count for Shumway, 3 balls, 1 strike. The windup now and the pitch from Hughes is a chopper into the McAlester dugout. And Hughes has worked the count from 3-0 to full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 5-3 Buffalo advantage. Hughes the windup and the 3-1 or 3-2 rather misses low, and that'll be ball 4. So Shumway takes his walk. That's been the problem for the Ironheads so far today. It's just the free passes given up to the Buffaloes. That's the 7th walk today. Yeah, there have been now 20. Yes, this is the 20th batter now for McAlester, and they have walked 7 of those 19. Runners at the corners with nobody out for Caden Luss now, trying to drive in another run back to the stretch as the first pitch misses down low from Hughes for ball 1. It's back-to-back walks to begin the bottom of the 4th for the Buffalo offense. Shumway maybe a threat to steal second here. They'll go 31 instead. They will throw to third. And back in safely is Lauerman. You found that kind of funny there, right?
He just was real close to his face, and then
the ball.
The ball, and then to kind of make it a little bit extra, the guy showed it to him like, "I'm gonna get you."
And Lauerman kind of leaned back. Look at Lauerman right now. He's kind of waddling like a penguin down the third base line. This one's a high hit fly ball, deep right center field, and Lussnow one hops it to the right center field wall. It's extra base hits again for Lussnow. He's rounding second. He'll have another triple, his 8th of the season. Drives in 2 runs, and McAlester takes a 7-3 lead. Hot off the bat and hot on the bases. Lussnow scorching his way for his 8th triple of the year. Makes it a 7-3 game. A 2 RBI triple for Caden Lussnow has given the Buffaloes a 7-3 advantage in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lined up in the first pitch to Gannon Mullins. He hits this one hard up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop Robinson, flips to first in time for out number 1, but that does score another run. Lussnow comes in, RBI ground out, the second one of the day from Mullins. And the Buffaloes extend their lead to 8-3. If they score 3 more runs from here on out, well, this is the 4th inning. If they score 3 more runs and hold the Ironheads scoreless in the top of the 5th, that would be ball game. Brings up Braden Phillips. Phillips has flown out to short and walked. Hughes with nobody on base now for McAlester. Wind up in the first pitch to Phillips. He hits this one. A big hop to the shortstop Robinson. It ate him up, though. And allowing him to take first is Braden Phillips. I'll go down as an E6.
Like Kobayashi.
Eating it up.
Yeah, like in Step Brothers.
I was about to say, like eating a hot dog. If anyone has ever seen, before Joey Chestnut, there was Kobayashi who broke all the hot dog eating records. At first base, Braden Phillips. Spencer Stinchcomb watches the first pitch to him. It's down low below the knees for ball 1. I think that's still Robinson at short. Make sure. Actually, that's not. We have a pickoff over at first. Well, who's at short now? I believe that's number 12. That would be Connor. That's not Connor McAlester, I don't believe. I think I'm messing up here. Taking off for second is Phillips. Here's a line drive, right center field. This is a gapper. Going from first to third will be Braden Phillips, and it's another base hit for the Buffaloes. Trying to come home is Phillips. The throw is high. Does he get underneath the tag? He does. Braden Phillips goes from first to home on a line drive to right center field. Just a couple of hops into the center fielder, Dalton. Look at Phillips racing around the base paths. Nothing but hustle there leads to a run scored. And McAlester goes up 9-3. Still 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. They've matched another 4 spot. That will officially go down as an RBI single from Spencer Stinchcomb. Going from first to home on a steal attempt and then a line drive to right. First pitch to Ethan Watkins is high for ball 1. Snap throw to first. Stinchcomb back in time. I'm having a hard time seeing the first number on the shortstop's number there. It might be 22. So here's a high hit fly ball. Deep left center field, carrying towards the warning track, towards the wall. It is left the yard. Ethan Watkins, 2-run shot over the left center field wall, and the Buffaloes have officially broken it open. Get up, fly high, be gone. Ethan Watkins, first home run of the season. It is a 6 spot by the Buffaloes, and Ethan Watkins continues to rake. He was 5 feet away from a walk-off home run a day ago, and today, that was no doubt about it over the left center field wall. 11-3, McAlester leads. Saw the first pitch, rather the second pitch from Dawson, and drove it into orbit. His first pitch into Hodgel misses inside for ball 1. Yeah, those birds aren't the only thing moving north for the summer. That ball migrated also. Here's the windup in the first pitch to Hodgel, or rather second pitch. This one's going to be popped up into the sea of concrete. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Hodgel, who was 0 for 1 with a fly out to right and a walk. What did I tell you about the second and third time through the lineup for McAlester? 1-1. Hodgel pops this one up. Right center field area, crashing in on his right fielder Hicks and running to make the catch, but doing it regardless is Hodgel, and that'll be out number 2. Brings up Jackson Morgan as McAlester for the second straight inning had brought up 9+ batters to the plate. So McAlester only scored 1 run their first 2 innings and then have exploded to score 10 in the third and fourth. And now, if they hold the Ironheads scoreless in the top of the 5th inning, that would be ball game. How quickly things have changed here in Pittsburgh County. First pitch to Jackson Morgan. He's swinging and found this one off for strike 1.
Just a swinging.
It goes to show you that hitting is contagious. Because this inning, as the last one, it went walk as the 0-1 to that is Morgan pops it up in the infield, second base side. Looks like Lane gets underneath it, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 3. But the Buffaloes scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th. If they just hold the Ironheads scoreless in the top of the 5th, that will be ball game, and it will really help McAllister's pitch count after they had to play in that big game yesterday. So they bring up 9 batters and went walk, 2 RBI triple, RBI ground out, reach on E6, RBI single, 2-run shot by Ethan Watkins, no doubter, and then a fly out to right, and then that fly out to the second baseman ends the bottom of the 4th. Can McAllister sign, seal, and deliver the win here in the 5th inning? We're about to find out. Watkins, who just hit the bomb, trying to close the game as we send it to the 5th here on KNED.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on? We can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
We head to the 5th inning, and according to the Mike Deak Shootout rules, if it's 8 runs after 5 innings, that would be ball game. So McAlester having to face the toughest part of the order for the Eufaula Ironheads. If they can hold them scoreless in the top of the 5th, then it would be ball game as McAlester leads by 8, 11-3 after a huge 4th inning. They have Hayden Robinson, Carson Luna, and Draven Gregg. Now this again is their dangerous part through the order, including Draven Gregg, who hit a 2-run home run back in the 1st inning. First pitch, pops it straight up the chute. Braden Phillips now as it ranges over towards the on-deck circle for McAlester and lands on top of the concession stand / dugout of the third base McAlester Buffaloes. Strike 1.
If they really wanted that ball, they'd jump up there.
They just climbed the fence?
Yeah, they just
climbed if they made the catch outside of play, that's still not a catch, right? They have to make the catch still kind of in play. You can't just...
I would contest it.
It would be denied. Count as 0-1. Pitch to Robinson. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Robinson has reached on an E5 and struck out. Luna on deck has singled and lined out to left. Like I mentioned, Greg, 2-run bomb and a fly out to first. So 2, 3, 4 batters up for the Ironheads. 0-2 from Watkins. And just listen to that pound the mitt. He is throwing harder than he has all year this year. That one misses up and inside of ball 1. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Earlier this season, he wasn't throwing as high of a velocity as he can because he's been trying to get his control back in groove. And as he's continually gotten his control better, as that one's fouled off for keeping the count at 1-2. As his control has gotten better throughout the year, he's just gradually increased the velocity back to what we've been seeing the last couple of seasons from Watkins. He's hitting his stride both offense and defensively at the right time. Trying to get the strikeout here to start off the 5th. The 1-2. And staying alive here is Luna. Every time Robinson. Every time I see a ball head that way, I'm like, my truck is pulverized.
Your truck is way further out. Mine's right over there by those trees.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you have craters in your hood right now.
Don't say that.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Watkins still looking for the strikeout. The pitch. Curveball, buckled the knees. Does he get the call? No, though. Watkins thought he had him. It's a little bit inside, though, and the count is now 2-2. Watkins right now is in line for the win. 2-2. Fouled back into the glove of Phillips for strike 3. Sit him down, throw it around. 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. As it stands right now, the Ironheads are down to their final 2 outs. Carson Luna has singled and lined out to left. He's hit the ball hard twice. The last time he hit the ball, it was still elevating when it got to Jackson Lauerman in left field. He had to hop for it. Usually, you see an outfielder hop, it just means they misjudged the ball. No, Lauerman had to hop because it was still elevating on his way there. First pitch curveball misses down the turf for ball 1. As you're starting to hear people in the background saying, yeah, this guy hit a home run in the first inning. No, he didn't. Draven Greg on deck. He's the one that hit the moonshot back in the first. This one's a chopper down the third base side, but well foul, and the count now at, I believe, 0-2. So, it's at 1-1. Scoreboard has it off. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. For Watkins, that was pitch number 52, so as long as he doesn't throw 24 more pitches, he's available to pitch on Monday. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Curveball nearly hit Luna. Just got out of the way of it, and the count now runs in favor of the batter. Luna, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1 the count. Righty on righty matchup, 1 down, top of the 5th. Pitch. Pops it up in the infield. Who wants it? Watkins calling off Phillips. Overran it. That's the 2nd time today. And he looks up into the sky and says, where did it go? And it bounced over you, buddy. That'll be strike 2. That's the 2nd time today that a McAlester fielder has overran a fly ball. And that's the crazy thing. The wind isn't even blowing. But it's easy to lose up into the night sky once it gets above the lights. That's what's making it hard there for the infielders running after a ball on a dead sprint. The count is now even at 2-2. But second life here for Carson Luna. Good to know that Watkins is still full of fun spirit right now. 2-2. Curveball flies it. Shallow right field. Once again, a dead sprint for Jordan Clark. He collides with the second baseman, Spencer Stinchcomb, and it leads to a runner at second base. This will go down as, I don't know whose glove it hit first, but the right fielder, Jordan Clark, collided with Spencer Stinchcomb. Both of them are okay, but instead of the fly out, as both fielders, Stinchcomb and Clark, were dead sprinting towards each other. That could have been a lot worse, but they're okay. The run to keep this game going is at second base now in the form of Again, we'll see what that officially is ruled as. But it brings up Draven Gragg, who's hit the biggest hit of the game for the Ironheads so far. Since they scored 3 runs in the top of the first, it's been 11 straight for McAlester. First pitch. Gragg watches the first pitch fastball miss high for ball 1. And that's going to go down as an E4. Someone had to get it there. And reach a second on the error. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball, hard hit ground ball into the hole. It'll go towards Lauerman. Lauerman will field it, get it in. It will not lead to a run scored on that base hit, as it brings up J.P. Hicks. So runners at the corners with 1 down, top of the 5th inning. McAlester leading by 8, 11-3. Brings up J.P. Hicks, who has singled and flown out to center. That run at third scores. We continue on to a bottom of the 5th. And the reason why that's a big deal is because McAlester would like to still, if they have the option, pitch Watkins on Monday. You want to have your full arsenal maybe available for whoever you want to throw in district play. First pitch, high hit fly ball, deep center field. Going back on it is Shumway. This will score a run. It'll be caught by Shumway. We will go to the bottom of the 5th, as that'll be a sac fly by J.P. Hicks. Well, now McAlester has a chance to walk it off 2 days in a row. That makes the game now 11-4, and it brings up Connor McAlester. McAlester has walked and grounded out to the first baseman, so after all that, a runner at first for the Ironheads. They score their first run since the first inning. That will be an unearned run against Ethan Watkins. First pitch, fastball in there, strike 1 to McAlester. He hit the ball hard right down the first base line. Mullins was able to field it cleanly. He actually get in front of it on it. It was straight down the line. Nice little snag for the out back in the, I think that was the 3rd inning. 0-1. Fastball getting right down Broadway, strike 2. And there are 2 down in the top of the 5th inning. We are going to head to a bottom of the 5th. Buffaloes wanted to score 1 more run. They'll be the 9-1 2 batters up when they do return. Flags are at a standstill in center field, so no wind blowing. Really no lead at first base. And the 0-2 to McAlester. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Watkins gets him looking with a low outside fastball, painting the black. And that will be out number 3, but we will head to the home half of the 5th on the sac fly from J.P. Hicks. Buffaloes have a chance to walk it off if they score 1 run. It'll be Jackson Lauerman, Aiden Shumway, and Caden Lesnell up when we return here on KNED.
Graduation is only a month away.
And Finn Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
Come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya.
Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer.
Angel's
Shop us
Diner,
online now
Steakhouse,
at
and Pub serves great
fentonnissan.com.
breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef, and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner make it Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub. 1402 South George Knight Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571. Go Buffs!
After the Buffaloes scored 11 consecutive runs, the Eufaula Ironheads scored enough to be able to keep this game going to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 7-run McAlester lead, as this one's popped up towards the first base side in foul territory. A bunch of people running after it, and it will land foul. I think it actually hit off the bar of the first base dugout for strike 1. Jackson Lauerman leading things off for McAlester. Again, if the Buffaloes score 1 run, they do walk it off. It's 8 runs after 5 innings in Mike Deak Shootout play. Lauerman has walked twice. Shumway, who's on deck, is 1 for 1 with a single, sack bunt, and a walk. And Lesnow is 2 for 3 with 3 RBI. Count is 0-1 on Lauerman. As I mentioned, he is 6 for his last 8. As this pitch skips into the catcher, Grider for ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Buffaloes trying to win their 4th game in a row. Excuse me, their 3rd game in a row, as this one misses. And that'll be ball 2 on Lauerman, 2 balls, 1 strike. The Ironheads trying to keep their 4-game winning streak alive. They're just wanting to send it to the next inning. 2-1. Pops this one up and out of play, and the count is now 2-2. The reason why McAlester, obviously you want to win the game, but the reason why you want to end it here, and it's like a point of emphasis, like I said, if you can keep Watkins underneath the 75 pitch count, he could still pitch on Monday if you want to use him. 2-2. This one skips in, and it'll be ball 3. Full count to Jackson Lauerman. Maybe a chance of walking a 3rd time today. The windup, 3-2 to Lauerman. And he swings and misses for strike 3. That will not happen. I think for the first time today, the Ironheads get, no, the second time today. Second time today, the Ironheads get the first batter out. The other time they did that was in the 2nd inning where they had a 1-2-3 inning defensively against McAlester. It's up to the top of the order. Aiden Shumway again 1 for 1, singled in his first at bat, laid down a sac bunt and walked. Every batter that comes up, if there's no one on base, represents the winning run here for McAlester. First pitch to Shumway. Misses low and inside, ball 1. And all Hughes wants to do right now is keep this game going further into the night. Just keeping the Buffaloes off the scoreboard, which Buffaloes have really scored a lot here in the last 2. Is this a chopper left side? It'll be a tough play. Grabbing it, racing over to first to Shumway. They do get him as stretching to make the catch is Grag, and that's now 2 down. 2 up, 2 down on the Buffalo offense brings up Caden Luss now, who hit his 8th triple of the year. Get this, 13 extra base hits, 8 of them triples. As he one-hopped it to the fence in right center field. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Buffaloes lead by 7, 11-4. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2 down, nobody on. First pitch. Fastball misses high for ball 1. On deck, Gannon Mullins, although he's 0 for 2, he does have 2 RBI on 2 groundouts. Both of them to the shortstop. 1-0 pitch. Hard hit line drive. That'll one-hop into the left fielder on a hard bounce over to Hodgins. And there is your winning run if Buffaloes can bring him around to score. So Les now 3 for 4 for the 2nd time in 3 games. Bouncing back from an 0 for 3 day a day ago. Mullins, who does lead the team in home runs with 2 of them, steps up to the plate. Team leader in RBI with 23. Buffaloes really wanted to get 24. Great jump by Les now. The pitch is high. The throw down to second. Sails almost into the outfield. What a ranging catch by the shortstop. I'm still trying to get a name on you for him because it's not Robinson. Can't tell if it's 22 or 12. It's 22. I just now finally got his number. Been looking for it for the last couple innings. So runner in scoring position now for the Buffaloes with 1 down. The pitch pops it up the chute. In foul territory. Are we heading to a 6th? Not yet. Hits off the glove of the catcher Grider, and Mullins stays alive. They already put up on the scoreboard 3 down. So up at the plate, or actually the runner or the fielder at short is number 22. That is Case Bell. Bell is now playing short. One ball, 1 strike on Mullins. If he gets a base knock into the outfield, McAlester should win it. Lesnow takes off for third. The pitch is a swinging strike. The throw to third. Lesnow's there in time. The winning run 90 feet away from McAlester. But Mullins goes down on the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. McAlester treating this run here like it's a tie game in the bottom of the 7th. They really want that one to come in to end it early, to preserve some pitching. 1-2. Misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mullins so far hitless in this game. Had 1 hit yesterday to keep the game alive with 2 down in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. Pops it up. Right side. Should be a can of corn for the first baseman, Grag. He makes the catch, and that'll be out number 3. So we will head to a 6th inning. Eufaula stays alive. It's 11-4. Still a 7-run lead for McAlester. But we'll see if Ethan Watkins comes in for the 6th inning. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Beat the heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffaloes supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
My wife makes the best lasagna, even in that old kitchen of ours. She deserves the best kitchen money can buy, but all our cash was tied up. So we went to the Bank N.A. for a loan for our kitchen remodel, and the folks at the Bank N.A. came through for us and our family. Plus, the Bank N.A. is local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go into the Bank N.A. to get your loan for whatever your family wants or needs. The Bank N.A. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Heading to the top of the 6th inning, McAlester was 90 feet away from ending this one in the bottom of the 5th. Also, they were 90 feet away from ending it in the top of the 5th, too. But the Eufaula Ironheads scored that 1 run they needed in the 5th, and the Buffaloes couldn't get it back in the bottom half of the inning to send us to the 6th. It's still a 7-run lead for McAlester, still a healthy cushion, but Eufaula stays alive for at least 6 more outs. First pitch, fastball from Watkins, outside corner, strike 1. As it is the bottom of the order up for the Ironheads. Luke Hodgins, Dawson Hughes, and Preston Dalton, the batters. 0-1. Fastball, swing and a miss for strike 2. Hodgins has struck out and walked in his 2 plate appearances. Statement still stands for the 6th inning of McAlester, and we're starting to lose some light on the scoreboard as they all went dim, from bright lights to real dim lights on the scoreboard here in left center field. The 0-2 swing and a miss for strike 3. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good night. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Sit him down, throw it around, 1 down in the top of the 6th inning. Boy, Watkins has been, in just a short word, great. If you want to use a longer word, awesome. Brings up Dawson Hughes. He's 0 for 2. First pitch, fastball right at the knee, strike 1. Do we have to change the bulbs now on the scoreboard? So they actually recently did change them. Okay. 0-1. And watch out. We will not have a 9-pitch, 3-strikeout inning. That one misses up and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dawson Hughes, the opposing pitcher. Buffaloes lead 11-4. Nobody on, 1 down, top of the 6th. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Regardless of team that Watkins has played, and regardless of how this game ends, this is the best that Watkins has pitched all season long. Locating his pitches, the changes in types of pitches, the 1-2, fastball up and inside, and ball 2, and he's bringing more heat than he has all year long. Here, I'll just let you hear this next pitch on a 2-2 count. Maybe you can tell what happens. You guessed it. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Pounding the mid there of the catcher, Braden Phillips. Back-to-back strikeouts. That one on a swinging strikeout of Dawson Hughes. That'll be out number 2. Brings up Preston Dalton out of the 9 hole. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Watkins going back to the last inning. Six strikeouts on the day now for Watkins, and he just continues to fire. This one missing inside for ball 1. See how many pitches Watkins is at. I'm going to let Game Changer kind of get caught up here. Next pitch. Catches the letters for strike 1. That might be a makeup call. That one looked way higher than the first pitch. That looked pretty good. Count is now even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Watkins has 69 pitches. He has 6 more to work with if he wants to pitch Monday, or if McAlester can at least pitch him Monday, have the option. So 1-1 misses high, to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now you can still pitch Tuesday, but you would like to have the option to throw him on Monday if all possible. No one warming up the McAlester bullpen though. 2-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Can Watkins strike out the side? He comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Yes, he can. Right down Broadway, strike 3. He strikes out the side on pitch number 73. And that sends us to the bottom of the 6th inning. McAlester looking to walk it off for a second consecutive inning. Watkins looking sharp here as he struts off the mound. Buffaloes will bring up to the plate the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Middle of the order up for McAlester: Braden Phillips, Spencer Stinchcomb, and Ethan Watkins. Maybe the guy that's pitched so well today can maybe walk it off for McAlester in the home half of the 6th inning. 7-run McAlester advantage here on K.
Tire and Auto says come meet our new owner, Dylan Hackler. We're a Michelin dealer and we're stocked up with Cooper, Toyo, Hankook, and Max's Buckshot Mutters and Farm and ATV tires. Tire light on, we can fill your tires with nitrogen. We do brakes, alignments, struts, and oil changes too. You'll appreciate our fast, friendly service. All work's guaranteed and estimates are free. OK Tire and Auto, 801 North 1st, McAlester. Call 918-423-2121. Good luck, Buffs. Have a great season.
Graduation is only a month away.
And Finn Nissan of McAlester has some great deals to celebrate the graduate of your family.
Come get a 2024 Nissan Kicks for only $299 a month.
Or come get a 2024 Nissan Sentra for only $299 a month.
And remember, we don't just sell great vehicles, we buy them too.
Don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at FentonNissan.com.
What's up, brother? We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. McAlester is leading 11-4 over the Eufaula Ironheads, as it'll be up to the plate. Braden Phillips, Spencer Stinchcomb, and Ethan Watkins as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, looking for a walk-off here from McAlester. They were 90 feet away in the previous inning. Maybe they can do it here in the bottom of the 6th. Dawson Hughes trying to get this to the 7th as he begins another inning. This first pitch misses up and inside on Phillips for ball 1. Phillips is over 2. He's flown out to short, walked, and reached on an E6. The 1-0 pitch. Hard hit, ground ball into the hole, and finally he finds that outfield turf. Man, he hits the ball so hard all the time, and no one feels better for that base hit, I can tell you, than Braden Phillips. As he looks back at us in the press box, we were talking to him earlier today when he came in before a couple of games before this one, and he said, man, I do hit it just to everybody each time. I know it. And he looks over at us and says, yeah, I've raised the roof. So he represents the winning run as he does get that hit. Just splitting the left side of the infield, Luna and Bell at the third and shortstop positions. First pitch now to Stinchcomb as he lines this one straight to the center fielder, though, hardly having to move as Dalton. He'll come in and make the catch, and that'll be out number 1. So here you go, Watkins. He has a chance to be able to be the player of the game. I think that he already is, no matter what he does in this game, or this at bat. But he's hit a 2-run home run, and he's also gone, what is it now? That's officially 5 strong innings of, I think that's 1-hit ball. He's only given up 1 hit this entire game, as this first pitch misses for ball 1 on a close pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. So he is 1 for 2 with 2 RBI on the home run, his first one of the season after having 3 a year ago. Does he have a 2-home run night in him? Phillips getting antsy. He takes off for second. The pitch is going to be a foul ball. Having to come back over to first is Phillips. Count moves to even, I believe, at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yes.
Thank you for your input, Austin. That's all he said was yes. And thanks, Austin. Great input. Welk. 1-1 the count. Watkins trying to drive one like he did last time. The 1-1 pitch. This one misses low and outside. Good eye there by Watkins. 2 balls, 1 strike. I tell you, Aiden Shumway, Ethan Watkins, they've been the same batter ever since Watkins came out of the Arizona Festival. They've both been equally as good at the plate. And that's saying a lot. 2-1. Phillips takes off for second again. The pitch is a ball. The throw down to second is right on the money, but getting there just in the nick of time is Braden Phillips. And that's a stolen base into scoring position goes Phillips, and the count is now 3-1. I thought that pitch was pretty close there by Hughes as well, but that, again, was not called a strike. The count is 3-1. Or do we have it at 2-1? What does that have on scoreboard? Okay, yeah, 2-1 on the scoreboard. Taking off for third on a great hop is Phillips. The throw down to third. Gets into the outfield. No, it bounces straight to the shortstop, Bell. Instead of scooting to the outfield area, that is ball 4, so the count was 3-1. That is ball 4 to Ethan Watkins. If it doesn't bounce straight to the shortstop, Bell, I believe McAlester wins this game right there. And it brings up Gunnar Hodgel. Fly ball into the outfield, which he's done already twice today. If he can hit another one out to the right field area, should score Braden Phillips. McAlester 1 run away from winning this in run rule fashion. Bottom of the 6th, 1 down. Taking off for second is Watkins. He'll take second. Here comes Phillips. The throw from the middle infield is hopped in, and scoring is Braden Phillips, and that's the ball game. But hopefully the catcher is okay. Grider kind of collided with Braden Phillips towards home plate, and he's slow to get up. And there we go. Gunnar Hodgel's going to help him up to his feet, and he looks like he's going to be okay. But McAlester wins on a walk-off, technically double steal, as we had Watkins take off for second early. The throw to second was not in time. Then they fired from second base, laying to the catcher Grider. Phillips stole home to make it 12-4, and McAlester wins in walk-off fashion. For the second consecutive game, a walk-off victory for the McAlester Buffaloes, this time in 6 less innings. McAlester wins 12-4 in 6. Ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo fans far and wide, grab that brush and paint that win column black and gold. We'll look at our post-game stats when we return. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KN.
Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub serves great breakfasts all day and juicy burgers too. Angel's Diner also serves brick oven pizza on Friday and Saturday nights from 5 p.m. to close. Angel's Steaks are certified Angus beef, and the pub offers beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, make it Angel's Diner, Steakhouse, and Pub. 1402 South George Knight Expressway, McAlester. Call 918-423-2633. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I invite you to T&W Tire, an Oklahoma-based company formed in 1987. In 2020, T&W Tire acquired the McAlester location, where Doug and I have worked for over 20 years, providing service to McAlester and the surrounding areas. Our trained technicians continue to provide quality service for brakes, suspension, and alignments, along with 24-hour road service. We carry Goodyear, Michelin, and many other brands to fit your budget. Stop by T&W Tire, Highway 69 and Peaceable Road, McAlester. Call 918-426-6571.
Beat
Go
the
Buffs!
heat with American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Freeze and Flare, your local champs for cool perfection. Proud McAlester Buffaloes supporters. Score with financing offers upon approved credit. See dealer for details. Call 918-217-8785 or visit freezeandflare.com to hit it out of the park. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Freeze and Flare, your home comfort, home run. License number 001-44485.
Here at Reagan Auto, we offer a variety of services for your vehicle needs. AC and heat repair, brakes, tires, front end repair, alignments, electrical repair, and everything in between. We are proud to offer a select line of engines and transmissions backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. Give us a call at 918-715-3236 or stop by and speak to one of our advisors about how we can help. 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester. From the team at Reagan Auto, thanks for your business.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
So it took 12 innings to decide yesterday's game. It took half of those innings to decide today's. McAlester, though, 2-0 in the Mike Deak Shootout Festival in 2 games. They defeated Muskogee yesterday 9-8 and 12. They defeat the Eufaula Ironheads today 12-4 in 6. And it was just fueled by 2 innings for McAlester where they went completely crazy. They scored 4 runs in the third, 6 runs in the fourth, as they went down early 3-0, but it's something about the Buffaloes. When they get to those 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings, that's when they start to hit their stride, and they did it again today, and they win by 8, 12-4, scoring the last, 12 out of 13 combined runs in this game. Let's look at our post-game stats, and we'll have our recap here in just a minute. Post-game stats brought to you by Big V Feed Center at McAlester, Hadco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Shakota Wholesale Feed Company in Shakota for your spring feeding program needs. Starting off with the Ironheads, they dropped to 12-9 on the season, and their 4-game win streak comes to an end. 1 through 9 looked like this. Jackson Lang went 1 for 3 with a single in his first at-bat. Hayden Robinson went 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Carson Luna went 1 for 3. Draven Gragg went 2 for 3 with 2 RBI on a 2-run home run back in the first inning. J.B. Hicks went 1 for 2 with an RBI sac fly that kept this game alive back in the top of the 5th that sent us to the 6th, where McAlester would eventually walk it off. Connor McAlester walked and grounded out to first and struck out to go 0 for 2. Luke Hodgins 0 for 2, walk in between 2 strikeouts. Dawson Hughes 0 for 3 with a fly out to center in between 2 strikeouts. And Preston Dalton 0 for 2 with a walk in between 2 strikeouts. There are 5 hits by the Eufaula Ironheads, only 1 against Ethan Watkins. We'll get to him more in a minute. There's only 1 strikeout thrown, and that was by Dawson Hughes today. McAlester was excellent at putting the ball in play, and we all know when you put the ball in play, good things happen. There were 8 free passes given up by the Eufaula Ironheads, none of them hit by pitches, all 8 of them walks, and 2 errors by the Ironheads. For the McAlester Buffaloes, they win their 3rd game in a row, and they prove to 17-7 on the year. They have already won more games this year than they won all year last year, and they're doing it now in 14 less games. So let's look at the 1 through 9 for McAlester. Aiden Shumway went 1 for 2 today with a single, sack bunt, walk, and a ground out to short. Caden Lusnow, after an opening at-bat ground out to third, went completely nuts. 3 for 4, 3 RBI. He had 2 singles, including a 2 RBI triple, too. Gannon Mullins went 0 for 3, but he did have 2 RBI on 2 RBI ground outs to short. Braden Phillips 1 for 3. He singled, walked, also flew out to short, and grounded into an E6. Spencer Stinchcomb went 1 for 4 with an RBI line drive. Ethan Watkins went 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run in his 3rd plate appearance to officially get player of the game. He was incredible today. Gunnar Hodgel went 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to right and a walk in between them. Jackson Morgan went 1 for 3 with a single, ground out to short, and a flyout to second. And Jackson Lauerman went 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout in his final at-bat. Buffaloes had 8 hits. Ethan Watkins struck out 7. Caden Lusnow, he struck out 2. McAlester walked 3, but only 2 of them from Ethan Watkins. And there were 2 McAlester errors today. So as we break down this game, we start off with the really good. We start off with Ethan Watkins. He's obviously player of the game. Came into the 2nd inning, inherited a 3-1 deficit. And what did he do? He went 5 innings of 1-hit baseball and no earned runs. He was incredible today. He struck out 7. It was the sharpest that he's looked all season long, and I was mentioning it throughout the broadcast. That at the beginning of the year, it just didn't look like the Ethan Watkins that we saw pitching for the his last couple of seasons, where you could put him into the 7th inning against Bishop Kelly, and you know you're going to win the game just because that's how good Watkins is. And that's the kind of pitcher he is. He knows that I've never seen Watkins get nervous in my entire life. The guy is a walking bundle of energy, and he's always optimistic, and he's always a great kid like all these kids are, but he's someone that just doesn't get nervous. And so the reason why he was delivering walks this year really wasn't because he was nervous. It just the brain wasn't going to the arm, and it wasn't doing it what he wanted him to do. And so throughout the season, as he's been getting to this point in the season, he's had to kind of lay back on his velocity to fill up the zone a little bit better. And so that led to more people getting hits off him than normal. But he, again, had a lot of walks earlier in the year. Like I said, the 7 ERA is not indicative of how good of a pitcher Watkins is. It's just inflated by one bad outing, really. But as he's gone throughout the year, the control has gotten more spot on. And then sure enough, it's led to a 2-walk day where he struck out 7, and he was pinpointing every pitch that he wanted exactly where it was at. And I don't care if you're playing Eufaula. I don't care if you're playing Tulsa Memorial. I don't care if you're playing Bishop Kelly. You pitch like he did today, and you're going to be finding yourself in a hard environment with him on the mound with solid speed, great curveballs, and excellent location that led to a McAlester win for him today. The offense, again, second and third time through the lineup, they are really good. They see a pitcher the first time through. They might struggle a little bit. They kind of did today. But then the second and third time through the lineup, they start to find their groove. They did again, including an Ethan Watkins 2-run home run, which, again, going full circle, player of the game for him here. Now, the bad, Caden Less now with a second consecutive rough outing, but he did bounce back. Again, it's easy when you give up a home run to just let it affect you for the rest of the inning, but it didn't really affect him the rest of the inning. There were no more runs scored by the Ironheads. He did give up another hit and did walk a batter, but he followed it up with 2 strikeouts to get himself out of that inning. He's not throwing a lot of balls. He's not finding himself out of control, out of the zone. What he's doing is he's just leaving the pitches high, and they're easy to drive. And so it doesn't matter if you're throwing 82 to 90 miles an hour. If you're throwing fastballs and you're throwing them letter high, or maybe you're throwing a curveball not where you normally want it, that is a pitch that a lot of people can drive, and Eufaula did today too. It's something that's correctable, and it's something that he's going to keep on working with. That's another reason why he pitched today, to try to work on it. It's almost kind of worked as a bullpen for Caden Less now, because he's been scheduled to pitch on Mondays. I don't know if I think the plan is still for him to pitch on Monday. It'll either be Monday or Tuesday, but he didn't throw nearly enough pitches today to be able to affect him for Monday or Tuesday. Like I said, it kind of worked as a de facto bullpen for him, throwing it only at the first inning. But he's going to face one of the toughest teams that he's faced all season in the Sepulpa Chieftains on Monday, so it's only a couple of games for him to kind of figure it out. But if I know anybody's a competitor, it's Caden Less now. All 4 seasons of him being a varsity athlete. Again, that's all 4 years, 4-year starter for McAlester, including his very first start of his varsity life was a Week 10 in 2020 start against Will Rogers that McAlester ended up going to the playoffs and started at quarterback there. So the pressure's never gotten to him, and I think that he's going to bounce back sooner or later, but I'd bet on sooner if I was a betting man. So Caden Less now, I think he's going to be just fine. And McAlester ends up winning 12-4 today on another great win by McAlester, and it's a good thing that this thing didn't go 2 more hours. But it was a 2-hour and 2-minute game today, as we finished at 9:57 and began at 7:55. So 10 minutes later, after the game is ended, we wanted to call it a night tonight. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, The Bank & A, OK Tire and Auto, Fenton Nissan, Angels Diner, T&W Tire, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, and Reagan Auto. Thank you all for putting us on the air, not just tonight, not just all tournament long, but all season long as well. Make sure that you either go to them and thank them by giving them your services, or you have them service you, or give them a call and say thank you for putting us on the air and sponsoring McAlester Baseball on KNED. And also, big thank you to our board operator, Mr. Wyatt Hubbard, back at the KNED studios, as well as our video operator and at times color commentator that just gives us one-word analysis at times, Mr. Austin Wheat on the camera this evening. Anything else you want to say?
No, they know who the best broadcaster in the entire world of radio is, and I've had a fantastic night, and just shout out to all the fans out there, all my fans especially.
And thank you, the listener, for spending your Friday night with us. One final time from Mike Deak Field here in Day 2 of the Mike Deak Shootout Festival in McAlester, Oklahoma. It was the McAlester Buffaloes 12 and the Eufaula Ironheads 4 in 6 innings. Until tomorrow, when McAlester wraps up the Mike Deak Shootout Festival with the matchup against the Rat Tan Rams, this is Brandon Green saying, Buffaloes win, and don't just have a great night.